Welcome to Minecraft Mechanics, Episode 2. Today, we're going to be talking about speed potions and slow potions. I read it right this time, bRanN. I've got my script right here. It just says speed potions. No. You said it right. But today we'll be talking about speed potions, slow potions, and what happens when you mix them together. Alright, because I practiced my script for 2 hours in front of a mirror this morning. Dang it, bRanN. What's all that noise? What? Oh, you mean the construction? Well, if by construction you mean chop, 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 then yes. We have a sponsor now. They really liked our first episode. I signed a contract for 3 episodes. I was also able to take some of the money to hire a very cheap, affordable construction crew to help build us a better studio. Oh, well, that's great news. So, who's our sponsor? Actually, I forgot. Wait, I think I wrote it down somewhere. Ah, yeah, here it is. Greg Tech Intergalactical. What? Why? bRanN, what have you done? You've doomed us both. You're overreacting as usual, Professor. Anyway, if it doesn't work out, we don't have to renew our contract. You'll see, bRanN, but I warned you. Don't forget that. Well, I'm excited. Now, let's take a quick break, and I will see you guys and gals over in the test world. Doomed! Doomed! Welcome to our test world. Today we'll be looking at speed potions as well as slow potions and how we could mix them together. Let's see how far we can bend the system, and let's see if we can break it. So first off, we have this track here, and I'd like to show you a little bit of the details how it works. Over here we have our initial setup, and I've already run all these, so running them's not going to do us any good. Got the first one here, sets an objective, time, and it sets it to dummy because that's going to be controlled by us. We also have a objective called timer set to dummy, and we have set display sidebar time, and that's just going to display our time off on the side of the screen here. Over here we have our 1-tick clock. Both these command blocks do the same thing, and it's going to add 1 to the value, the score of time, for anyone that has timer set to a minimum of 1. And this tripwire is going to set timer to 1. And all the way at the far end, there's a second tripwire, and that's going to set timer to 0. Then upon returning, we have this tripwire with the sign says reset time, and that's just going to reset time to 0. So what happens is, as soon as we hit this, basically timing is turned on, and this is constantly ticking, and our timer will appear on the side of the screen, and that'll count up, and then when we hit there, it'll stop. Why would we want to do this? So we know, according to the wiki, that speed potions increase your speed by 20%. And we know, according to the wiki, that slow potions slow your speed by 15%. Well, first, we want to get a baseline of how quick we are, and then we want to verify that, just to start off. So to begin, let's get some baseline numbers. First I'll walk through, then I'll sprint through, then we'll try a few potions. Ready? Alright, we're going to need a few items from our chest. To start off, we'll take a speed 1, a speed 3, a slow 1, and a slow 3. And as I moused over these, you probably saw the flash. These are actually set to negative values, so we'll try those out and see what those do. And we'll take our reset movement speed we made from the previous episode. Alright, to start off, speed 1. Speed 1 sprinting. Now let's try speed 3. And you notice I don't actually have to reset it because the level is higher, so it takes over the lower level. Sprinting. Alright, now we'll try slow 1. And you notice we will have to reset, otherwise it's just going to mix the two. So let's drink our reset movement speed. Let's get our slow 1 effect. Let's go.
So slow.
Alright, and slow 3. Oh, wait. Slow 1 sprinting.
It's so fast, it's unbelievable.
And slow 3. And slow 3. Sprinting. I'm actually thinking as I'm doing this that we could have made it super advanced. That tripwire could have also reset our score. Well, no, it'd have to stop the score, but it could stop the score and then cancel our potion effects and then teleport us back here. Okay, so what does that tell us? Well, nothing yet. We're going to have to run those numbers and do some calculations. Alright, so let's start off and get our numbers on the board. So here's the numbers we have, and these are actually expressed in ticks per meter. The track is a total of 50 blocks long, and each block in Minecraft is 1 meter in length. For ease of comparison, what I've done is taken the number and divided it by 50 in order to get a per meter speed. So if we take the base walk speed of 2.32 and divide that by 1.94, we get 1.1958 blah 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 blah. Basically a 20% increase, which for speed 1, that's about what we expected. Now herpaderp, you could have just taken 116 divided by 97 and got the same result. Whoops. Alright, so let's just clear the board and let's do some quick calculations and see what our percent increase is. Okay, so for speed 1 we get a 20% increase, which is what we expected. Speed 3, I've calculated out 61%. That's still pretty on par with 20% per level, so we expected 60%. Slow is at 15% slower, and slow 3 is at 45% slower as expected. In looking at the sprint values and comparing them to their counterparts, so sprinting with speed 1 as compared to speed 1, sprinting with slow 3 as compared to slow 3, we get a pretty even 30% increase. So sprint will always increase your speed 30% faster than what it is currently. That doesn't necessarily mean it's 30% faster overall. What did we really find out? Nothing that's not already on the wiki. But let's dig deeper. Before we start going all mad scientist and start combining things, let's check out what effect these guys might have. Now they are negative level, which means anytime you have something of a higher level, it's going to be overridden. So they're not good in that sense. But I'm assuming speed -3 should slow you down by 60, and slow -3 should increase your speed by 45. But let's verify that. Alright, speed 3. $145. Alright, all effects cleared. Slow, -3. $100. Okay, that's strange based on those numbers. Speed -3 actually gives us a decrease of 20%, and slow -3 gives us only an increase of 15%. I wonder if there's something that causes those to bottom out. Alright, so here's our slow -3. You'll notice that the amplifier is -2, which is the equivalent of -3. Let's go ahead and double this. Let's set it to -5, which would make it the equivalent of -6, which would be a V and an I. Slow, -6. The same result we got last time. Looks like there is a cap in the negative direction. Let's save this for later. Let's find out if there's a cap in the positive direction. Okay, here's the highest level possible. Potency 127, which is level 128. I think I did my Roman numerals correctly. Oh, it looks like we got slowness on. Let's clear that. And this is set to 5 seconds for safety. Oh! Attempt number 2. Alright, it looks like we got kinda 22. I mean, that's basically a second. I don't even want to do a calculation on that. It's definitely capped though, because at this, it should make it so that we can't see anything. In older versions of Minecraft, the screen would go all crazy. Alright, we'll save this in here. And this will all be available for download as a schematic for you guys to mess around with. And then my other question was, what if we combine speed and slow at the same time? My first assumption was speed being 20%, slow being 15%, that the 15 would cancel out 15 of the 20 and you'd be left with 5% increase. So for this, you'd have 40% and 30%, so this should be a 10% increase. Speed 1, slow 1. Speed 2, slow 2. So results for speed 1, slow 1, 116, which actually calculates out to 2%. And as you see right there, 119 for speed 2, slow 2, which actually calculates out to a decrease of 3%. What's going on? Now for those of you that are more mathematically inclined, you've probably already figured it out. It took me a little bit of testing before I actually realized what was going on. These are percentages. You can't just add them or subtract them. You have to multiply them. What does that mean? Well, that means with some simple math, we can give the player any speed that we want. Here is one of my favorites. This has speed potency 14, so speed level 15, and slow level 5, potency 4. Do you know what it does? Speed 15, slow 5, and remember our walk speed is 116. Look at that. Now this is just one example. This is essentially a potion of no speed. Because of the high levels, there's no way the player could make a speed 1, speed 2, slow 1, slow 2 to take over these effects. They could drink milk or some other potion clearing thing, but this essentially gives them a speed of 0. How could we have fun with that? How about this? Never change speed. Never change speed. Forever. Well, I guess you could die. But then you could use command blocks now to apply these effects to all players all the time. Then they really would be stuck at 0 speed forever. Insert evil laugh here. And if we're going to start using potions like this that uses 14 and 4, you're going to want to make sure your reset movement speed is at a much higher level. 44 and 5 here, speed and slow, actually works out to 0% as well. I also have that applied to this one here. So if we were to take this beautiful little guy, and the great thing about this as a reset movement, because it's 0, it doesn't really tweak out your screen, and then after a shortest duration possible, clears your effects. So that's about all I got for this episode of Minecraft Mechanics. Let's throw up some numbers and review some of the stuff we've learned. Okay, so speed potions will increase your speed by 20% per level. Slow potions will decrease your speed by 15% per level. Setting your speed or slow potion to negative values does seem to have a cap. -20 for speed, plus 15 for slow. Sprinting will always give you a 30% boost as compared to your current speed. And to get the speed of combined potions, you must multiply their percent changes. And here we have a simple equation. Look at this speed 5 and slow 2. So you take the level 5 and multiply that by 0.2, which is the percent change, 20% increase. That's going to give you a value of 1, and you add that to 1 because you are currently moving in theory at 100%, which will give you a total of 2 for the speed side. Then for the slow of level 2, you're going to have -15%, times 2 is going to be -0.3. Again, you're starting with 1 as your base speed and subtracting 0.3. That's going to give you 0.70. And when you multiply 2 by 0.7, you get 1.4, which is a 40% increase over your base speed of 1. I will be running some numbers through an Excel sheet, and I will make a nice little reference page, and that will be included with your schematic download that you can find the link to in the file description below. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comments are a great way of letting me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you'd like to see next episode. And subscribing lets you know when the next episode's out. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.